Cornell University has a very special place among all other sister Ivies. Prestigious, one of the oldest, and famous for high quality education and research. 43 Nobel laureates. The average starting salary of Cornell engineering student in 2019 was $86,000. These facts clearly stand out when you compare it against other universities in the world. But there is one more domain where Cornell outshines far more from its peers, and that's its very generous financial aid to students, domestic as well as international. It is totally possible to study free of cost at Cornell. Let's quickly go over the overall application process, how to apply for financial aid as an international student, and what are the requirements, the documental requirements. And midway somewhere in the video, I will be warning you about a big mistake that can cost you a big time. And finally, towards the end of the video, I will be talking about a bonus scholarship that also covers 100% tuition fees and other expenses, living expenses and all other expenses. So stick with this video till the very end. Cornell provides annual financial aid package that meet full financial need to all admitted and eligible students. For the 23-24 academic year, it is anticipated the scholarship amount will be $365 million. That is roughly about 3,000 crore rupees in Indian currency as of today. That's how much money Cornell spends each year on just financial aid. Financial package has different components, so let's try to break it up. Typically, it consists of 4 components: Cornell grants and scholarships from the government, student employment, and student loans. Now, the first one, Cornell grants and scholarships, you don't have to pay back. Once you receive it, it's your money, you spend it on your education, that's it. You don't have to worry about anything. The second one, the grants and scholarships from the government, is only for domestic students mostly. It's not for international students. So forget about second grants and scholarships from the government if you are an international student. And the third component, which is student employment or work study, that all the students in the Cornell are eligible to work on campus. And that's basically you work, you earn money, and Cornell very much guarantees all the students, all international students, to provide at least some work on the campus. And number 4 is student loans. That's for everyone, but that's a loan basically you have to pay back. These are the 4 components of the financial aid in Cornell's aid package. Depending upon the student and their financial status, their parents' financial status, the component, the percentage may vary from student to student. That's where the word need-based comes into picture. Cornell's financial aid is need-based. There is no merit-based scholarship, at least for undergraduate students. Cornell will look into your family's income and tax documents from the previous year and will determine how much scholarship to give you and how much loan to give you. Basically, they will decide what will be the percentage of these 4 components based on your family's income from the last year. Again, remember, scholarships you don't have to pay back to Cornell, but if there is a student loan component in the financial aid package, that you have to pay back to the Cornell. For families with a total annual income less than $60,000, which is 48 lakh rupees in Indian currency, Cornell guarantees zero parental contribution. Zero parental contribution. And zero tuition student loan is offered in the financial aid package. That means if your family's annual income is less than 48 lakh rupees in Indian currency, Cornell will make sure that you don't have to pay any tuition fee. Plus, Cornell will also ensure that in the financial aid package, you should not have any student loan component. And I'm sure most of the Indian middle class families will fall under this category. I mean, it's, most of the Indian families don't make 48 lakh rupees annually. So if you are from India, Bangladesh, Nepal, or any of these developing countries, I think it's highly possible that you will fall in this category and your whole tuition fees will be waived. You will not have to pay any tuition fees. And that, of course, doesn't come easy. The acceptance rate for 2022 at Cornell was only over 7%. And here is another thing that you need to keep in mind. Applying for admission is totally different process than applying for financial aid at Cornell. You need to apply for financial aid before you are made aware of admission decision, and that's very important. These two are separate processes. And here is another caveat. Cornell practices need blind admission for only domestic students, but for international students, Cornell is need aware, which means if you ask for financial aid as an international student, Cornell is going to factor that in at the time of making an admission offer. International applicants who indicate on their application that they will not be applying for financial aid will not be eligible to apply for financial aid anytime during their time in the Cornell if they are admitted. So very important, if you want financial aid, you have to specify at the time of application and apply financial aid in a separate form. Applicants who anticipate the need of financial assistance at any point during their undergraduate course of study at Cornell must apply for aid when they apply for admission. This is very important. Make sure you let Cornell know that you want a financial aid from Cornell University at the time of application. And Cornell is very strict about financial aid deadlines. For early decisions, it's November 1. For regular decisions, it's January 2. In order to apply for financial aid at Cornell, all you have to do is make a CSS profile, and you have to provide a bunch of tax documents and income documents from your parents from the last year. I'll make a separate video about how to make a CSS profile and apply for financial aid for those who are interested. Let me know in the comment section. Application process at Cornell is a little bit complicated. It's a 10-step process. Step number 1, basic requirement. You need to check which out of 8 undergraduate schools you are eligible to apply. Eligibility might slightly different from school to school. And you will also need to decide whether you apply for early or regular decisions. By the way, more on this topic is coming in my future videos where I'll discuss about whether you should apply for a regular admission or an early action. Step 2, choosing a college. You will apply to only one undergraduate college or a school at Cornell. Applicants are not permitted to change the college to which they have applied after they have submitted the application. Requests to change the college at Cornell will not be entertained after you submit your application. So be very mindful, very choosy about which college or school you want to apply admission to. 3, application. Cornell uses a common app platform. This is an online application platform where students can, fill up a bunch of their details and submit the application online. By the way, if you are interested, let me know in the comment section. I can make a separate video on how to send an online application through the common app portal. 4, the application supporting material. In this section of the application, Cornell requires that you submit following forms. These forms can be found and submitted online at Common App website. Number 1, school report. Your counselor or designated school official should submit this form. Counselor's recommendation. Cornell requires to write a statement from your school counselor or a college advisor. Teacher's evaluation. You are required to submit 2 teachers' recommendations, which is basically letter of recommendations also, or called LORs. Number 4, mid-year report. Submit the mid-year report as soon after the application deadline as possible. It is strongly encouraged that school counselors submit this online too, so that the application process can be made faster. Number 5, supplemental information. The Cornell questions and writing supplement is required from all applicants. It includes important Cornell specific questions and required essays. Number 6, official transcripts. You are required to submit official secondary or high school transcripts before the application deadline. This is required to submit by your school online or can be mailed at this address. Number 7, standardized test scores. As of today, Cornell has waived the SAT or the ACT test requirement for the year of 2022, 23, 24. So you don't need to submit any SAT or ACT. However, all the international students are required to submit the proof of English language proficiency, which could be TOEFL, IELTS, PTE, Duolingo. There are a bunch of tests that Cornell accepts as test of English. Number 8, the application fee or the fee waiver. You need to pay $80 application fee, or you can also get an application fee waiver through the common app. Number 9, interview. Certain departments requires applicants or students to go for interview. This is only dependent on department to department. It's not a general global phenomena for all the departments, but if there is a requirement, you have to basically go through the interview process. Number 10, additional submissions. Some majors like architecture, arts, design and environment analysis, fashion and design and management do require additional forms, portfolio or design indexes. You need to provide that if you are applying to one of those programs. Quite a lengthy and complicated process, huh? Yes, it is. It is complicated. If you can do it yourself, very good. If you think you need help, just fill out this form that is linked in the description of this video and in all my recent videos. And make sure your email ID is correct on that form, because email ID is the only way of communication that we communicate with the students. So make sure your email ID in the form is correct and regularly check your emails. "99% of Cornell students or PhD students are fully funded to pursue their dreams through a combination of competitive internal and external fellowship and research and teaching assistantships." So let's go into a little bit of details. Common type of financial aid for graduate students are either assistantships or fellowships or loans. Full-time PhD students and research master students may be awarded assistantships, which fall into generally 4 categories: teaching assistantship, research assistantship, graduate assistantships, and graduate research assistantships. These awards are administered by the fields and the departments. Students on full assistantships receive the following: a stipend, a full tuition credit, means tuition fee waiver, and Cornell individual student health insurance. Some fields may supplement the stipend and or make summer appointments. Cornell and SAGE fellowships. Approximately 20% of doctoral students studying on campus receive Cornell University fellowship, referred to as Cornell Fellowship or SAGE Fellowship depending upon the field of study. These fellowships typically also include full tuition fee, 9-month stipend, a Cornell individual student health insurance, and a summer stipend may also be provided to students. How to apply? The Cornell University fellowships are awarded at the time of admission. Continuing students are ineligible to apply. So if you want to apply for these fellowships, you have to apply at the time of application. There will be a question or something that whether you want to apply for Cornell fellowships, and you have to say yes or tick mark that one. So the question comes into mind: how much you can earn as a graduate student at Cornell? Very important question, because after all you have to survive there. So here is the answer. You can earn very well about $32,000 to $33,000 US in 9 months. As a TA, you can earn $32,000. As a GA, you can earn $32,000 again. As an RA, you can again earn $32,494, and so on. By the way, this is for 9 months only. And in the summer, you can add additional about $11,000. So that's how much you can earn at Cornell as a graduate student. Time for the bonus scholarship. The bonus scholarship that I mentioned in the beginning of the video is Tata Scholarship. The scholarship is provided by the Tata Group to Indian students who want to pursue their higher studies, undergraduate studies at Cornell University. It basically covers everything. It covers the tuition fees, it covers stipend, living expenses, so many things. I will leave the link in the description. Do check that out. That's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I will see you in next video.